Shout out to Toe to Toe Apparel.
I want to give a special thank you to Toe to Toe Savage Apparel.
What's up, y'all? This is Miguel La Roca, and I'm rocking with Toe to Toe Savage Apparel.
Oh, man.
Nate Campbell. I'm rocking Toe to Toe Savage Apparel.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Devin the Dream Haney, who is 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, reveals two sparring partners that he's using for his upcoming showdown and his move now to welterweight 147, officially to challenge the best welterweight in the world, an undefeated WBO welterweight world champion, star boxer on the verge of being a superstar, knockout artist who was the highlight reel in 2 knockouts of the year, and Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. He's young. Brian Norman's 24. So Devin Haney brings in 2 well-renowned fighters to prepare him. One very strong fighter, not a big knockout artist, but very strong, that everybody's focused on, is undefeated Troy Isley. Troy Isley is an extremely good fighter, very good fighter, and will be a world champion in my opinion. He doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but he's very, very strong, physically strong. Now, Brian Norman is a knockout artist, right? Brian Norman gets knockouts, right? Troy Isley doesn't have the knockouts, but you know, Troy Isley is extremely strong, physically strong, right? And a bigger guy. He fights at a higher weight class than 147. So with that said, you know, Kevin Newman is more of a skilled boxer than he is a big puncher himself. He has 3 losses in his career. Troy Isley is 15 wins, no loss, no draw, 5 wins by way of knockout. So he's not a big puncher, okay? But Troy Isley is very strong, very physically strong, right? And Kevin Newman he's big, he's strong, he's a welterweight, right? And he is 18 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. But he's 6'1", 74-inch arm reach, right? So they're naturally bigger guys. The point is that they're naturally bigger and stronger guys, physically strong. So a lot of people sent me this. Shouts out to father, trainer, and manager Bill Haney of Devin Haney. He posted the pic of Troy Isley and Kevin Newman with Devin Haney and said, you know, bringing in the big boys. And people sent it to me and they asked me my thoughts on it. They like, man, these dudes ain't punchers. They're not big punchers. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman is a big puncher, right? It's not always about just being a big puncher. It's also about, you know, being physically strong, right? Can Devin Haney's got to get used to physically pushing fighters back. Just physically dealing with the physicality of moving up in weight, right? With Troy Isley, who's rough, he's rugged, he's very strong, physically strong. That's what Devin Haney is aiming for. You understand? And when you look at Kevin Newman, he's physically strong as well. Kevin Newman's physically strong. He's not a big puncher, but he's technical. He's skilled. Has explosiveness, right? That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for, right? To be able to, you know, deal with the physicality of Brian Norman, right? Not just the punching power. You got to deal with the physicality. That's what you have to deal with. And that's one thing that he has to get accustomed to. Just about the punching power is being able to physically be able to deal with him in the pocket, leaning on you, tying up, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, being rough and rugged. You got to be able to deal with that as well. And that's why it's important to bring in big guys like Troy Isley, who's rough and rugged, who has power, right? The record shows that Brian Norman has more punching power than them based off the record, but who knows, right? So my opinion is this is needed. It's 1000% needed to be able to prepare and deal with the physicality. I know a lot of people in boxing, they don't understand boxing, right? So a lot of people is just like, man, neither one of them got punching power. Neither one of these dudes got punching power. They're physically strong, though. You got to also be able to deal with guys that are physically strong. And these guys are naturally bigger and physically strong. So their physicality with their strength and their skill set with dealing with a guy like Devin Haney dealing with 47-pounders might equal out to the power of Brian Norman. Do you understand? So when you move up in weight, like Teofimo Lopez, to give you an example, a lot of power at 135. As he move up in weight, his power has subsided, right? Because he's not dealing with fighters that's physically his size or smaller. He's moving up now in weight, and guys are able to absorb that punching power. That happens a lot. Now, you have some exceptions. Tommy Hearns, Deontay Wilder, Gervonta Tank Davis. We haven't seen that yet from Brian Norman, right? If he moves up, is his punching power going to translate? Some people punching power don't, right? Terrence Crawford, all knockouts at 147. He didn't knock out Israel Majimov. He didn't knock out Canelo. He buzzed them, but he didn't knock them out, right? Some of the clean, accurate punches he landed on them would have knocked out welterweights. So we don't know if Brian Norman power would translate as he moves up. That's something that has to be seen in the future. But I think it's a great move. Troy Isley, that sticks out to me. Troy Isley is physically strong. Troy Isley is a dog. I watched Troy Isley in real fights, and I watched Troy Isley spar. He's a dog. He's a dog in dog shape. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.